Hi guys. So today I'm going to talk about calculations. This is one topic that you have to be very good at. In fact, in most of my classes, in fact, in all of my classes, when I begin any course, I always talk about calculations, and I spend a lot of time. How can you actually improve the calculation? So, for example, uh, I ask you first, okay, what is 7 into 6 or 7 divided by 7, or which is one digit into one digit or one digit divided by one digit. That, of course, is very easy for you. And now if I go up to, let's say, two digits divided by one digit, or three digits divided by one digit, or two digits multiplied by one digit, or two digits multiplied by two digits. What happens at this point? Do you feel like, oh, two digits into two digits or two digits divided by two digits? It's like all becoming very complicated. Before we get into what all things you should do, first let's just try to understand why you're supposed to do these things. Now what happens is you get an algebraic equation. You're supposed to, let's say, use the elimination method, and you're supposed to solve them. What happens is you have to multiply one particular one at 7 into 18. So in some of the questions you can use the calculator, but by the time you take 7 multiplied by 18, okay, all of the you would have used 10 seconds or 8 seconds, which should not be taken. There are a lot of places where you can save probably 2 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds at 50 or 60 places. That's a lot of seconds. That means somewhere around 10 minutes you can save if you're really good with calculations. And that 10 minutes is between you and Harvard, you and Stanford. That's those 10 minutes. That's why if you think that you can ace this exam without being very good at calculations, it's impossible. There's no way that if you're not really good with calculations, you can actually you can be in the top percentile. It's not going to happen. If you think that you are not going to be able to do it, you don't want to do it, then you may as well not prepare now itself. So now let's just see what all things, after this dramatic sentence, what all things you can actually do from now on. The first thing you should do is there's two parts to it. One is written and the other is verbal, like mental calculations. So when I talk about written, so the things that you should do is you should just take a piece of paper and just start writing stuff. You can start writing one digit multiplied by one digit, the tables. In my other concept and other videos, I've already talked about it, that you should already remember the tables until 20. So from 1 to 20, if I ask you what is 20 into 8, you should not take a lot of time. Then the other thing you should remember are the squares from 1 to 30, the cubes from 1 to 10. In addition, you should start doing this multiplication. Two digits into one digit. So let's say you say 28 multiplied by 9. You start writing and you do it fast enough. And then after that, you have to go into two digits into two digits. Then when you're good at it, then you go ahead and you go for three digits multiplied by two digits. No one is ever going to ask you to multiply three digits into two digits, but it's required for you to become sharp, for your focus and concentration to become better, and for you to have this develop this relationship between multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction, and all of that. Okay, and sometimes you will see that repetitive nature of certain numbers and certain sequences. And right now it just sounds like, oh, repetition and all that is something big, but it's not something big. If you just start doing these things, after a couple of lessons, you'll be like, oh yeah, now I can actually see what you were talking about. This was for the multiplication part. Now coming to division, you go for two digits divided by one digit, you go to three digits divided by two digits, you can go to four digits divided by two digits. That's all. That's four digits divided by two digits is just for you to be sharp. But the thing which is really required is, I don't know, n number of digits. Let's say 6 digits divided by one digit. Okay, that is definitely going to be there. So you have to be very good at it. Now coming to addition and subtraction. Subtraction is again one thing where a lot of people get it wrong. I personally am a little bit sort of scared of subtraction. Somehow, somewhere I make this mistake. So again, what I do is I do this 5 digits, 6 digits, minus 6 digits, 7 digits. That helps me train my mind, and I'm just writing now. Okay, all of this was about the writing things. Now think about the mental calculation. If I just ask you, okay, what did I ask before? It was like 28 into 9. I think 28 into 9. What's 252? And it's not some great thing. It's quite actually quite simple. What you have to start doing is just start doing these calculations in your mind, not the multiplication or all. Just something simple. Start with you're driving, you're on the passenger seat, and there's a car in front of you, and the number is there, and there are like three numbers, 5, 8, and 7. Start thinking, what can I do? 587 is 587, is 3-digit number. It can be 758, it can be 875. Then you think like it's 875, so it should be divisible by 5. It's 75, so it should also be divisible by 25. Okay, then what is 5 plus 8 plus 7? Like, okay, 5 plus 8, 13, 7, 20. Okay, makes sense. Why is it 20? Because if you think about it, it's 20 is 3 times multiplied by 7 minus 1. So it is 5, 8, 7. I take 1 out of 8 and I give it to 5. So it becomes 6, 7, 7. Makes sense? Because one number is missing. So it's not 777. Now, don't think that it's all crazy or whatever. It's not crazy. These are some normal things that people actually do, and it should. And anyway, it sort of reduces the possibility of getting any type of mental disorder by like 30%. It's something that I have been doing it all my life now, because it's good. Okay, probably it's not fun for everyone at this point, but after some time it just becomes fun as well. Okay, so you start with this calculation, which is addition, subtraction, and just get this feeling. After that, start thinking, okay, what is 587 divided by 7? You have already done it in the writing. Now you start doing it in your head. It's like 587 divided by 7. Okay, it's like 58 divided by 7. I know the table of 7, which is 7 into 8 is 56. So that should 56. 2 carried, 2, 7. Now, so I write in my head, I'm like, okay, that was 8. And now I have what is remaining? 2 and 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, so 8, 3. 6 remaining. 6, and now after that we have a decimal, so we have a point. Now 60. Okay, so 60 means again we have an 8. We multiplied by 8 again, so 83.8. We have 56 4s remaining. Now we go at again a 0 and we say 5. So it was what, 83.8. Now 5, which is 35. Now again we have 5, 50, and continue like that, and you will see that there's going to be a pattern. Start doing all of this, and of course it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy for me. Okay, you don't have to be genius. So I'm not here to tell you that by the end of this preparation period you have to be some genius guy by like, what is 28 and 20, 28 into 59, and you're like, oh, boom boom boom. No, you don't know. I don't know, and you don't need to know. Let's be realistic. Most of the people are not like some super geniuses, and you don't have to be to get to the top. You just have to put hard work, enough hard work, so that you can actually do these type of calculations really fast, and it will really help you a lot in your exams. Okay, now just a summary again: multiplication, division, subtraction, addition, you have to do in written, and you have to do mentally. Written, of course, you can stretch yourself. You can write down 2 into like 2 3 digits multiplied by 2 3 digits, just to get your brain working fast. As far as mental calculations are concerned, don't get so crazy. Just do some additions and subtractions, simple multiplications, so 2 digit into 1 digit. Okay, that's simple enough. And again, some divisions, 3 4 digits divided by 1 digit, and that would be enough. So happy calculations.